Hey again, it's Audrey. Busy week on my YouTube channel. I have lots of videos going on this week. Another one for Clique Kits using the April kit called Jelly Bean. And today I am focusing on the cut files that come with the kit this month. So there are two. One is a beautiful, beautiful floral. I just love this. There are so many things you could do with this floral. Wouldn't it be pretty as a stencil too? So I have opened it up, traced it, and I am going to kind of size it down just a little bit on my page, and doing the same thing here with this other file, which is kind of a scripty title that says "You Go Girl," which is also super cute. And I thought the two would go well together because the lines are about the same thickness, and I just thought that they were kind of nice together. So I put them both to size, and I'm going to go in here in a second and draw a rectangle that is the size of my photo. So actually I have two photos, so I'm going to copy and paste that rectangle 2 times, and there are my two photos. They're about 2 1/4 by 3 inches tall, and again I just do this to kind of gauge the size of my cut file. So I'm using the Silhouette software here to help design my page. So I play around with this a little bit. And actually, this is pretty much how my page ends up. You'll see that I kind of move this floral piece off to the left-hand side a little bit. I thought it would be kind of neat coming off the side of the page, but I don't end up keeping it there. You'll see I move it around. So for my background, I am going to use this beautiful periwinkle color ombre paper from Pink Paisley from the new Paige Evans collection. I just love the color of that background. And I thought that you can see my paper moving up in the top right corner there. That's my Silhouette is cutting those cut files out while I am adding gesso to my background. So I broke out my gesso. I'm going to just smear a whole bunch on with my fingers and kind of spread it around underneath where the flower cut is going to be, and underneath where the title is going to be, because I want to add a little bit more color to the background just besides this beautiful periwinkle color. I'm going to add some pinks and some kind of seafoam green. So just dab that on with my fingers, smush it around a little bit, smear it, voila, use my heat gun to dry it up a little bit, and good to go. Now, to add the color, I'm going to bring in some mists and pinks, and I found the first one I use is a Old Shimmers mist in Cotton Candy. So I just sprayed it right on the packaging. Added a few drops of water and kind of just pushing it into the gesso and smearing it around. And that's about it. And when I did that with that color, it wasn't dark enough pink for me. So I went through with the Heidi Swapp Color Shine in Rose. Is that what that color is? Maybe it's just pink or pink rose. I don't know. Something like that. And smeared that in. That added a little bit more pink. And then to provide a little bit more contrast, I went in with a seafoam green as well. So that added a little color. I'm going to put a little bit more in here, I guess. And I am dabbing off any extra with a paper towel because I didn't want it to be too dark and I didn't want my paper to get too wet. So my cut file I have cut out just out of white cardstock, and I just really thought that kind of the open spaces in the flower cut would be so pretty over the kind of mixed media painted background here. Just a few splatters of Heidi Swapp Color Shine and Citron to add, again, a little bit more brightness and a little pop of color. And there it is. So there is that beautiful cut file and the title. So you'll see here I stick that piece of vellum behind the flowers. I think I want to add that vellum to the flowers, because I thought it would be clear enough to still see the background, because it's vellum, and also add a little bit of pattern, something behind the flowers. So I'll come back to that in a little while. Let me go to this pattern paper, another one from Pink Paisley. These little circles kind of look like, I think they look like Venn diagrams, but I was thinking that if I cut the circles out and folded them in half, that I could make kind of like this scalloped banner shape. So that is my thought, my plan. So I'm just going to cut a whole bunch of these in different colors and kind of just fold them over in half. and try to make a banner out of them. So I do this, I make the banner, I stitch the pieces together with my sewing machine, and I'm not kidding you, I played around with that banner for like a good 45 minutes. I tried it as like just a scalloped line, I tried 2 banners, I tried all kinds of things. Finally, I scrapped the banner idea, but I did want the bits of color. So I just left each set of circles as a pair, as a duo with the overlapping section, and laid them out like this on the background. So they are stitched, you can see at the top, so I just stitched on the folded edge. And like I said, I played around with that for such a long time. I was so getting frustrated with the design of the banner, and it wasn't folding right, I think maybe because the pieces were too big. So I like how this ended up better. I'm going to go back and add a few more splatters this time of the White Delusions ink, just because I thought I wanted a little bit more white in the background. And there again, I'm testing out that vellum because I really think I'm going to do that. So I break out this adhesive. It's called Sticky Dots from Therm. And it's just a sheet of adhesive with a top layer. So I put my cut file right down on top of the sticky dots and kind of put the cover sheet over, rub it in, and then pull it right off, and it has adhesive all over the back. Super, super easy. It's great for intricate cut files like this because, you know, you can cover the whole thing with adhesive. You don't have to worry about liquid glue or anything like that. All right, so I'm going to go around, fussy cut this whole thing out. Now, I think this would look really, really pretty. And actually, it does look really, really pretty. But I don't like it on this page. I think that the polka dots they just took over the design, and I was not loving the polka dots. So I take the vellum off. So I think, like I said, I think it would be so pretty on a different page, but just not what I was going for on this page, I guess. So back to plan A, and that is just keeping the flowers as they are. And they still had the sticky adhesive on them, so I'm just sticking them down in the background. Now I thought maybe, well, what if I add some vellum, this polka dot vellum behind the photos, and still, no. I think it was the black dots. Like, if I had other black elements on the page, I think the black dots would have been cute. But, yeah, the white with just the colors, that soft look is just what I was going for, and the black was just too stark. So I'm just going to leave it as is. This has turned out to be a really, really simple page for me, but I think that the detail of the cut files and the bright colors and you know, just mixing the geometric with the floral, there was a lot going on with pattern here. So again, I didn't want it to embellish too much. I did find a couple pieces with gold accents that I thought added a nice sheen to the page. So there's a little die cut that says Shine On and a little gold heart. And I do play around with some of the other embellishments from the kit, like these puffy stickers. But when I started adding those on, I felt, again, that they were taking away from the design itself. And I really liked the design of the page. So I do go back through and remove a couple of those like that circle puffy sticker I had, and I just stick with the gold foiled accents. To add a little bit more kind of interest, I'm going to put some enamel dots on, and these enamel dots match the colors perfect. This kind of greenish yellow, such a pretty color. It's one of my favorite colors, actually. And they, you know, I just scattered them across the page. I used the greenish ones and some of the aqua ones. And then I just pop off the die cuts with some foam adhesive. I try to fit that piece of flare in there too, but it just wasn't going. It was kind of out of place. So I just decided to go back to my photos and add something under them to make them stand off a little bit more from the background. And just like I do on a lot of pages, I add some mixed media sheets from Therm, some little kind of interfacing sheets that are a little bit transparent that provide a nice soft layer and soft edges that you can rip, so it's kind of a little bit like a fabric. Glue those to my photos, and they help. I think it just helps whenever I add that to the background of my photos. It helps the photo stand off from the background and be you know, stand out and just provide a soft edge around the photos. So I'm just going to add a little foam behind the photos to help them pop off the background a little bit more too. So kind of keep the background elements separate. So these are just some pictures I took of my daughter. I actually made her this outfit, this skirt and this little shirt. I was debating about whether or not to print one of the pictures in color and have the other one black and white, but the colors, the outfit's super cute, but the colors of our grass is just so yuck. It's like brown and just dead, and so I printed it in black and white. Maybe I'll print one where like I can, you know, edit the background to be black and white and have her outfit just be in color. That would be a good idea. Maybe I'll do that on a different page. Anyway, I made her this outfit and she was outside modeling it and twirling it and she loved it. It's a little skirt with a top with some applique clouds and raindrops on it. So it came out super cute. That's on the ThermoWeb blog if you want to go check that out. I'll put a link in the description below because I do sewing projects for ThermoWeb as well. Okay, back to the page. So I'm just taking some foam adhesive squares and I'm just popping things off the page here. And coming down to the end, well, what I think is the end. So I have this page sitting on my desk and I keep going back to it. I feel like it's missing something. So I went back and cut out a couple more cut files of the florals, but smaller. And I just shrunk down those flowers and I scattered a couple more across the page to make them flow off the top and the bottom. And I love what that did. That's exactly what the page was missing. Again, I hemmed and hawed for a long time, but there it is, the final page, a few extra cut files. And I love how simple this page turned out and all the beautiful colors. So go check out the April Clique Kits kit. You'll love it. It's so bright and fun. And I will see you soon with another video. Stay scrappy, friends. Thanks.